Hello again and welcome to the channel. Travis Simlinger here from Progressive Coaching, located in Zurich, Switzerland. And what I'd like to do today is post a follow-up video to the one that I made yesterday, which was on the pain and pleasure principle and how this is the key to lasting change. Okay, you can watch that now if you like. I'll put a link to it there, or you can watch it after this video. Doesn't really matter. I just wanted to come at it at a slightly different angle today, because in yesterday's session I made the bold claim that change does not have to take years of therapy. It doesn't have to take years of focusing in on the problem and peeling back every single layer of childhood experiences in order to solve many psychological challenges. And I said that change can happen very, very quickly. And I see this with my own eyes every day. And I want to illustrate this. And I'll lead into this with a question for you. The question is this: have you ever had the experience of eating a certain food or drinking a particular alcoholic beverage that you used to really enjoy, until one day or one evening you had a special experience with this food or drink? Okay, maybe the food was out of date, or you overindulged in a certain brand of alcoholic beverage, and now you can't even stand the sight or the smell of that food or drink. So what happened? You went from really liking a food and drink to instantly disliking or even hating a certain food or drink, the same food or drink. You immediately changed your neuroassociations to this food or drink. Instantly and sustainably. It's years later and you still can't stand the smell of that certain alcoholic beverage. Okay, so what happened here is the pain and pleasure principle in action, just like what we spoke about yesterday. So I'm going to share my screen now and very quickly break it down for us. And I'm going to use myself as an example here. When I was a young man, maybe 16 or 17 years old, at the rough old high school it was, Melville High. They don't make them like this anymore. I had an experience with drinking Cougar bourbon. And I had drank it a few times with friends at parties before and had always had a fun time. And I didn't want to miss out on all the fun at this particular party. So when Phil Baker handed me my bottle of Cougar bourbon, I was very happy and poured myself my first glass for the evening. And I drank it very quickly. I didn't want to miss out on all the fun. And it was all going well until I had an experience. So I continued to pour most of the bottle very, very quickly with very little Coca-Cola into my very skinny little 16-year-old body. And I was violently ill. The world was spinning and I thought I was going to die. In other words, my neuro associations instantly switched 180 degrees. I instantly changed what I linked to Cougar bourbon. Instantly, Cougar bourbon was linked to massive and immediate pain. And not drinking, or even not smelling or not looking at Cougar bourbon, was linked to pleasure, because this gave me certainty that I would never experience the exact pain from that exact cause ever again. And this change lasted. It became conditioned. It's 25 years later and I still want nothing to do with Cougar bourbon. Other alcoholic drinks are just fine. Just not this particular brand. So I didn't overgeneralize. It was a very specific reason for the pain. Now, if I wanted to, I know I could reverse this again. I would have to change my associations with cougar bourbon and pleasure and pain. But it doesn't affect my life, so I don't have the desire to do that. But I wanted to share this with you to demonstrate how change can happen instantly, and it can last when we change our neuro associations to pain and pleasure with an emotionally intense experience. So noteworthy, in anticipation of certain lines of thinking in response to this, I didn't overgeneralize. This is important. I didn't overgeneralize, which overgeneralizing is behind many problems. So for example, let's say a person is cheated on by their partner, and then they associate pain to dating all men or pain to dating all women, as one example. So if I had associated pain to drinking anything, including water, that would have been a big problem, right? And to solve this big problem, I would have had to switch, again, my neuro associations. Switch so that I link pleasure to the behavior that would help me, which would be drinking water, and pain to not drinking, which would have been very bad for me. So the methods on how to do this, of how to switch pain and pleasure, are variable, they're subjective. Many roads lead to Rome. But at the end of the day, this is what is happening below the surface. Changing what we link to pain and changing what we link to pleasure at the visceral level, not just logical, at the emotional, at the visceral level, feeling it in the body, because it is the pain and pleasure principle that is behind everything we do and everything we don't do. I hope that was a useful video for you and further explained by way of example what we spoke about yesterday. Thanks for watching. If my content is valuable for you, please give it a like and a comment and subscribe if you're not already. And I'll be back in a few days with another clip. Thanks, everybody. Cheers.